Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial on Microsoft Word. As you get started with the program this week, you are going to find that Word is probably the most detailed of the programs that we cover in this class. When you first open up Microsoft Word, you will see the ribbon at the top of the screen. And on this ribbon, we have several different tabs. File, which takes you to Backstage View, which is where Print Preview, Print, Save As, those sorts of things are at. Home, Insert, Design, Layout, References, Mailings, Review, View. You may not have Developer on yours. That's usually hidden until you have it shown on the settings. And then Help. So these are all of your different groups within, or different tabs within the ribbon. Within each tab, you have these groups. So on here is the font group. And if I click this launcher button, I will be taken to more options. These are shortcuts here in this group. So the font type, the font size, changing the font size, those are your shortcuts, changing the case if you want everything uppercase or everything lowercase. Bold, italic, and underline, those are font styles. So if you look here at this dialog box, font style, regular, italic, bold, bold italic. Those shortcuts are here on the screen. If we want an effect like strike through, double strike through, superscript and subscript, small caps, all caps hidden, these are effects. These are the shortcuts over here for some of the ones that are most widely used. Text effects, this button here is also the same as this here. Highlighter and changing the font color. So you will find that the dialog box opens up with the buttons, some of the buttons that are on this group here, but are also containing a few more things that you don't necessarily see in that group. Font group, paragraph group. So the font group is dealing with the characters specifically. Paragraph is dealing with all of those characters collectively as a whole in a paragraph. You're formatting the entire paragraph, where this might just be one word. Styles, if you want to change a style in your document. As we work through the text, you will find that as you change the theme to a document, or you change colors, or you change fonts, these things will also change as well. They are tied to those. On the Insert tab, this is where you're going to find the shapes and the pictures. We'll be working with this a lot later on as we work through the chapter. Text boxes, page numbers, all sorts of stuff. The great thing about this is that once you have learned especially the formatting buttons in Microsoft Word, those will carry over to Excel and PowerPoint. The way in which you use them might be a little bit different. So think of it this way. If you were to start in Microsoft Word and you were to create a birthday party invitation, you would definitely want large, bold text that stands out and gets people's attention. That's formatting in one way. The way in which I bold something is the same way. In PowerPoint, I might want to create a presentation for my work. That's going to have a little bit of a different look than a birthday invitation, but I can still bold text in the same manner by using the formatting buttons that are available to me. Same thing in Excel. So the audience, I should say, actually, for formatting is going to be a little bit different depending on what you're creating, but the way in which you go about that formatting will still be the same. So as you learn the buttons on the ribbon in Microsoft Word, those skills will be carried over with you throughout each program. So it will get easier. Word is very detailed. You want to look at the spacing and where the cursor is at with the mouse. As we get to other programs, PowerPoint, there's not a lot of text that we deal with, and Excel is more about numbers. So this program here does tend to be very, very detailed. Another part that you're going to be looking at as well is this Show Hide button. And I always encourage students to use this button when they use Microsoft Word. This button will show you all the keystrokes that you have made in a document. And right now, I only have my it's blank. So this is just showing me that my cursor is right where it's at. But if I were to hit the enter key or the space bar or the tab key, this will show you all the keystrokes that I have made. In other words, it kind of tells on you, but it also gives you a way to double check your work. If you have a document that is not really matching up what you think with what should be the steps in the book, let's say that you have an extra space in a paragraph or something and you just can't quite figure out why it's not matching up, turn on the show hide button, because a lot of times it could just be as simple as an extra paragraph space, and that will fix the entire thing. Additionally, when you go to align something, don't use this. This is not actually centered align. This might be pretty close, but no. So what you want to do instead is you want to use these buttons here, because this is taking up so many keystrokes and your time. It's not an efficient way to do something. Instead, use the center alignment button instead. And that will help you make sure that you are directly in the middle of the page and you haven't wasted all these other keystrokes with the space bar. When you get into working with tab stops, that's the same thing. By default, when we hit the tab key, it moves a ½ inch. But when you work with tab stops, you can create a new place on the ruler where you want the cursor to stop when you hit the tab key. Being efficient, that's what this is about. So that when I hit the tab key, maybe I'm only hitting it twice to get to my current tab stop rather than 6 times. Use this show hide button. It is so helpful for your homework. You can go through and say, oh, I missed a spot, or I know where there should be an extra space at. It's a great way to double check your work.